What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
The last time God lost faith in man, he sent a flood. This time, he sent angels.
You have no idea what's coming, priest.
007 reporting for duty.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death.
They took it all, Jonah.
Well, searched you for darn good, didn't they?
Wouldn't you?
Welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad and the Odd with your hosts Mark and Sam. Today we'll be talking about Blazing Saddles, discussing our top 5 favourite comedy characters from the movies and what we've been up to since last time.
Get the comfy chair!
Hi Sam.
Hey,
How you doing?
fine.
Right, just so the listeners are aware, you have to bear with us, we've got new equipment, so we're just trying it out. So if the sound levels go up and down, it's because we're just trying to get used to it. It's slightly different to what we're used to. We're not wearing headsets anymore, so we've got to get used to keeping our mouths in the right position for the mics and stuff like that. So if it goes up and down, you know why. We're just getting used to things. Right, okay, since last time, what have you been up to?
I've mostly been playing Fallout 3.
Fallout 3 on the Xbox.
Yeah.
That's a wandering around and
Yeah.
shooting things and finding things.
If you
kind of,
played
yeah.
Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls, it's like that.
But you're shooting, aren't you?
Yeah.
Instead of swords. Oh, that's cool. Anything else? Any TV shows or anything?
No, not really. I
Okay.
saw the film Sexy Beast. That was a weird film.
Did you like it?
It's okay.
What did you think of the acting?
It's very good. Ben Kingsley was
It
terrifying.
was terrifying, isn't it? I was going to say he's terrified, isn't it? Yeah, he's kind of scary when you remember he played Gandhi and he was like peaceful and stuff like that. When you look at him in Sexy Beast, it's really, really something else. It's kind of an abrupt ending, though, isn't it? That film, I always thought. I kind of liked it, and I like Ray Winston's playing kind of more a perplexed man who really doesn't want to get involved anymore, rather than he usually plays kind of an hard nut.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a nice film. It works. Yeah, I've watched a few films since last time too. I watched John Carter, which got a bad press last. Was it last? No, it was this year, and it was better than I was expecting. My expectations were very low. It was pretty good, much fun. Some of the plot wasn't easy to follow, but there were some really good performances. The lead was okay. I think his name was Taylor Kitsch or something. But Mark Strong was the bad guy in it, and he's a bad guy in pretty much everything these days, and he's always solid and quite good. He was like the bad guy in Sherlock Holmes, Robin Hood, Kick-Ass. Yeah, he's been a bad guy in a lot of things. And I rather liked it. And Lynn Collins played the princess in it. It was like this feisty princess. It was very Star Warsy. In fact, Star Wars probably ripped a lot off of the original source material, because it was written like a century ago by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the guy that wrote Tarzan, and like everything from Flash Gordon to Star Wars has ripped it off ever since. So you can't help but feel as you watch it you've seen it all before, because you have pretty much. But it was kind of fun. Lynn Collins, as I say, was the princess. She was really good, I thought. I checked IMDb on this, and though it had a bad press, its score isn't bad. It's 6.7 out of 10, which is pretty high. Oh, I'm turning my head. It's pretty high, isn't it? Well, considering it's supposed to be a flop. That was quite good. I watched a terrible, terrible film called 1990 Bronx Warriors, which was like a zero-budget rip-off. Yeah. It was a zero-budget rip-off of Escape from New York. It was this biker gang going around the ruins of New York, but they weren't really ruins, they were just derelict areas. The biker gang didn't look very tough. They looked like a load of old pasty white guys from a bar who they said to them, look, if you dress up as bikers, we'll make a film with you in. And that's what they looked like. They really didn't look, they weren't any decent at acting. They didn't look the part at all, and it was kind of quite bad. There was a couple of good performances. Fred Williamson's was in it. He's like in a lot of black exploitation movies from the 70s, and he was pretty good in this. He was about the only decent one in it, though. There was one funny bit where the two gangs had to meet in a deserted area, and there's all this like high tension drumming going on. And you think, this isn't bad, they're building that all right. Then it pans back and there's an actual bloke sitting on the drums, playing the drums behind them. And it kind of reminded me of Airplane, how Airplane do things like that. And then there was you never saw him again. There was no mention of it. You never saw him again. It was like, what the hell? I watched Cabin in the Woods, which was fantastic. Really good. You didn't fancy it, did you? I asked you if you fancied seeing it, but you didn't. It was really good. It was like like a meta film about horror films. It was like trying to explain like some of the horror conventions, like why people do stupid things like go down the cellar on their own and stuff like that. And it also kind of referenced all the bad guys you've ever seen in other films. There was like a character who looked a bit like Pinhead. There was a character who looked a bit like Pennywise, and so on and so forth. It was kind of fun. It was real fun. In fact, I want to see it again soon. I might try and get that again. I love the way they use the typical horror stereotypes as part of the actual plot. I won't go into it any more than that because it'll spoil it, but it was really rather good. It was Joss Whedon, so he usually writes a good script. He wrote Avengers, for example.
Alien Resurrection.
Well, yeah, but the crew in it were interesting. All right, it wasn't a great film otherwise, but the crew, I did like the crew. You know, the pirate crew that had to escape from the aliens.
The guy that could shoot perfectly right behind him and couldn't shoot the alien that was standing right in front.
All right, okay. I watched Jaws again. For many times I watched it. It still astounds me how that film ever got an A in the 70s, which is like a PG now. It's so gory and bloody and all sorts. It was a really good film. Really enjoyed it. It's got such a 70s vibe to it, though. I've forgotten how 70s this and Close Encounters were. I've rewatched Close Encounters recently. They feel really early 70s, whereas things like Raiders feel much more of an 80s film, only made a couple of years afterwards. Jaws was really exciting to watch, though you can sometimes see, it's obviously a mechanical shark. It can be a little detracting. And I watched an anime that I really liked called Afro Samurai. Have you heard of this one?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
And really fun it was, and I really liked the artwork. It took me about 10 minutes to get into it. But after I got into it, I really enjoyed it. It's in 5 parts, so about 20 odd minutes each. So it makes like a 2-hour film. And I thought Samuel L. Jackson was the voice of the Afro Samurai, but he kind of is the voice of the Afro Samurai, but the Afro Samurai barely talks. But what he is more of the voice of his little sidekick friend who comments on everything going on, and it's very funny. It's definitely an 18 though. There's like lots of sex and quite extreme violence in it, but it looks beautiful. I've even looked at some of the artwork prints you can buy for it, for pictures for the wall, and they look really nice too. It really was a nice piece of art, that. In fact, I think I'm going to try and get hold of the sequel, which I think is called Afro Samurai Resurrection, which sounds like it's a spoiler for what happens at the end of Afro Samurai, but it isn't. That was cool. I've also been on the TV. I've really enjoyed the latest episodes of The Walking Dead season 3. It's on at the minute, and I'm really digging it. I don't know how many episodes there are supposed to be, but I think it's 6 in, and it's really chugging along nicely. Right, I've talked an awful lot, haven't I? Okay, shall we have a break, and then we'll go on to our top 5 favourite comedy characters from the movies.
To talk to you about something very important today. That's Outside the Cinema. I know a lot of you listening now enjoy the film world. Boy, Outside the Cinema covers all kinds of good films. If you're looking for the classics, perhaps you're looking for a good old Nazi film where the Nazis torture and rape everyone in sight, or giant monsters crawl from the sea, or perhaps an Italian film where Edward's Finch takes her clothes off for no apparent reason, or renegade bikers just do whatever they damn well please, perhaps even occasionally turn into a werewolf, then Outside the Cinema is your place to go. That's www.OutsideTheCinema.com. Outside the Cinema, your source for cult movie discussion.
Number 5 is Alive.
Okay. Do you want to start this one? Or shall I?
Okay.
Go on then. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is the Vicar from Princess Bride.
Oh, nice one. That's an awesome one, yeah.
This is quite a serious scene of woman's being forced into marriage. First thing that comes out of the Vicar's mouth.
Marriage is what brings us together to die.
And it's written like that in the book. It's like MAWWW.
That's Peter Cook, who's an awesome comedy actor. He's not been in many films, but it was nice to see him do like that was one of his last films, I think. It was really good to see. Good choice. There are some good comic performances throughout that film.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like comic activity.
All the
than characters.
leads are just sort of have their own comedy bits.
Yes, they do. I like the guys that bring him Wesley back to life. You know, the couple, that bickering couple. They're pretty good.
Magic Matt, Miracle Matt.
Miracle Matt, yeah, he's rather good. Okay, I'll go on to my number 5 if that's all right. My number 5's from the film Anchorman, and it's Steve Carell's character Brick
we're
Tamland.
going to talk about him.
Okay, all right then. Go on to your number 4.
My number 4 is Steve Martin's character in Little Shop of Horrors. I couldn't remember the name.
The dentist. I don't think he's got a name. I think it's just called the dentist. He's quite good in this.
That's an entire song. The first verse is about how he was cruel to animals as kids.
Yeah.
And the second verse is how because of that his mother made him go into dentistry.
Yeah, see, it's a great cameo turn by Steve Martin. I really like the bit where he's on the motorbike and instead of driving in, the bike kind of lands from the sky. Do you remember that bit? Or it comes in sideways. Yeah. Instead of pulling up, it actually kind of just lands like it's been flying. It just makes me laugh. It's a nice little touch that it's only on for screen for a second, but it just makes me laugh. Steve Martin's great.
I just looked up Peter Cook on Wikipedia. In Princess Bride, the vicar's name is the Impressive Clergyman.
The Impressive Clergyman. How ironic. He plays the devil in one film called Bedazzled from the 60s. Him and Dudley Moore. It's really good. But yeah, he was a good vicar. Okay, my number 4 is from Kingpin, and it's Big Ern, who's Bill Murray being a complete and total nightmare. The most horrible, vile character, but he's really funny. Yeah. And this might not be the last time we'll hear about Bill Murray on this list, actually.
Same.
Okay, then you'll go.
My number 3 is Venkman from Ghostbusters.
We may be talking about him too.
What a great list this is going to sound, right?
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about Venkman now, because we've already just skipped one of yours. Let's not skip another one. Venkman, well, this is Bill Murray at about his finest, isn't it? He's ad-libbing, he's being a bit of a dick. He's coming up with things, and he's got some great one-liners. Would you like to repeat them or not?
I don't have any on screen. I can think of a few good sort of scenes with him in, like where he's flirting with the goo in the second Ghostbusters film.
Yeah, I can't remember much about the second one.
It's emotion goo. Oh, baby. And leads in and it starts bubbling.
While we're talking about Venkman, I just want to recommend another podcast who actually covered Ghostbusters 1 and 2 recently, which is the Talk Without Rhythm podcast. They did a really good dissection of Ghostbusters 1 and 2, which they both hosts on that show love. And it's, if you like Ghostbusters, you'll like this podcast, just to mention those. They talked about 2 a bit, and I couldn't remember much about it. The goo, it was 2 stories coming together, wasn't it, Ghostbusters 2, in that it was about goo under the ground and someone getting powered by the goo. And it's
Vigo the Carpathian.
Vigo the Carpathian, yes. Who's got the voice of Max von Sydow, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. I do remember the walking Statue of Liberty.
That was great.
But I'm much more familiar with Ghostbusters. One of the reasons I love Ghostbusters is it's kind of Lovecraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Elder God stuff.
There was like a sort of I think it was a book where they sort of set out classifications of the ghosts that they encounter.
Okay.
And it goes through 1 to 7.
What, a book where you
a
can
book
read?
about the Ghostbusters.
Wow.
And it was like stages 1 is like emotions that are left behind.
So a bad
stage
feeling.
2 are like you'll see it's the movements out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
Stage 3, I think it's 3 are like parts of a body forming.
Nice.
Stage 4 are like a full body apparition.
Right.
Stage 5 are animals.
Yeah.
Stage 6 are solid representations of feelings or emotions, like Slimer is greed.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Slimer's green.
So Vigo would be a stage 4.
He's
You can be any one of them and be any degree of power.
Oh, I see.
Vigo's really powerful, but he's a stage 4. But Gozer is a stage 7.
Well, he's an elder
7.
god, isn't he?
Gozer's he, she,
it.
There's actually
Who knows?
There was a Ghostbusters cartoon where they introduced loads of these sort of legend level 7s.
Oh, right. Is that the real Ghostbusters or something else?
I think it was called the Real Ghostbusters.
This
was.
This other podcast I was talking about, Talk Without Rhythm, they actually talked about the game a bit, and apparently Vigo the Carpathian
he's a boss of one
is
of those.
part of the game, and you can actually talk to him. And it's Max von Sydow.
Well,
It's tempting.
They did do pretty well with that game.
Yeah, I
They
wouldn't
got
mind
all
giving
the
it a go,
voice
actually.
actors.
Say again?
They got all the voice actors except I think Rick Moranis. Though I'm not sure if what's his name is even in the film.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I want to give that a go anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, shall I move on to my, what is it? My number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3 is from the movie Doctor Strangelove, and it is Doctor Strangelove. This is Peter Sellers being a mad Nazi, ex-Nazi scientist who calls the president of the USA Mein Führer now and again. He can't stop his fake weird arm doing a Nazi salute on its own. It's got a mind of its own, and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. He's a really fantastic comic turn, and it's not the only one he does. He plays 3 characters in the film. He plays the president, Doctor Strangelove, and a British major who's got stranded on this American airbase with this psychopathic American general who's trying to start World War III. But Doctor Strangelove is a very, very funny character, and the film itself is super dark. And it's one of those films that is funny, but you can't help sitting there thinking, yeah, it could go just like this if you get the wrong people in the wrong seats. World War III could have gone down like that. It was quite amazing. Okay, your number 2.
My number 2 is Igor from Young Frankenstein.
Oh, that's awesome! Yes, Igor, isn't it?
Well, Dr. Frankenstein, Frankenstein. Oh well, I'm Igor.
He's he's got some great moments. And they're just silly.
I can sort out that hump for you. What hump?
What hump? Yeah, and they also
wasn't that on the other shoulder? What was what on the other shoulder?
Oh, sorry, that's tickled me. I'm sorry.
Werewolf. Werewolf.
Werewolf.
There. Wolf. What?
Have we haven't done a podcast of it, have we? We've watched it, but we haven't done a podcast of it. It's a great one. It's well up. Well, we'll be talking about Blazing Saddles soon enough, so we can talk about Mel Brooks more generally, maybe there. All right, my number 2 is Venkman, who we've already discussed.
Yeah.
So it's over to you.
My number 1 is Brick from Anchorman.
Okay,
Steve Carell.
my number 5. He's gold, isn't
Brilliant.
he? He's solid gold.
All the sort of I don't know what the term would be, quadro of the 4 of them, as opposed to trio.
Yeah, quartet.
Quartet, that's the one. The quartet of them, they're all really funny.
But Brick's the funniest.
Yeah. I ate a candle. Very good, Brick.
I kind of want to see a whole film of Brick, but I think it'd just get tiresome too far.
Yeah.
Brick could be perfect for a short films, 10 minutes or something like that. If it like a kind of Mr. Bean thing, but even shorter, but just Brick being Brick. He's very funny. Steve Carell's just awesome in it. Steve Carell's really good
he
in all
randomly
sorts of-
pulls out a trident. And spears a guy with it.
I killed a man. What did he say? I killed someone.
I killed someone with a trident.
Yeah.
No, he says, I killed someone. And then Will Ferrell goes, yeah, Brick killed someone with a trident. You may want to lay low for a bit there.
Yeah.
And then there's the scene where Will Ferrell's character gets the huge conch. It's like, news anchors, unite. And they're standing right next to him.
I still get astounded with how many cameos they got in that film too. Just out of nowhere, like Jack Black and Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. It's mental. Okay, my number one is Peter Sellers again, actually, from who I've talked about. It's Dr. Strangelove, but this time it's Inspector Clouseau. I think
it's a priceless Steinway.
Not anymore. This Clouseau, the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 films. I can't really remember the very first one, which was The Pink Panther. I haven't seen it in years. And he was more of a side character than the main character. But in subsequent ones, he becomes the main character. In A Shot in the Dark and Pink Panther Strikes Back, Revenge of Pink Panther, he is the main character and he's super funny. Peter Sellers just does, what would you call it? Pompous Frenchman really well. who's
Tautology.
Functioning idiot, really. I think Clouseau is just hard to beat in terms of comedy characters. Okay, have you got any honourable mentions? I've got a few.
You go yours.
I'll just rattle through these. First one I got on my list is Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
he's very funny. He's just an awful lecherous, bit of a perv, just annoying, irritating, off his head. In that case, he's funny though. Lloyd, Christmas. I wasn't sure if to have Harry or Lloyd, but Lloyd I think is slightly better.
Which one's Lloyd?
Jim Carrey.
Okay.
In Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Pull over, I gotta pee. Just go, man.
Just go,
They get up and they're stuck together.
The Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail almost made me laugh.
I found something pretty cool out about him. You know, John Cleese is the Black Knight?
Yeah.
His daughter was on set that day.
Yeah.
And she thought he was still in the Black Knight outfit when they started cutting off all the limbs.
He's a nightmare. Who'd let your daughter be around for something like that?
No. He didn't know. She didn't know that he'd walked off and someone else had come up so that they could cut off the arm.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So they got a bloke with one arm in real life or something?
They got go with an arm tucked behind his back.
Oh,
but when they cut off one of his legs, they actually did have a one-legged guy.
Wow. Oh, wow. How about that? Okay, the Black Knight. Clark Griswold from the Vacation movies. Chevy Chase. He always makes me laugh. Frank Drebin from The Naked Gun as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I also thought of teams. I was thinking of teams that are really funny, but they're teams, so you can't really. Or it was a film where it was such an ensemble kind of comedy thing. I couldn't pick one character. For example, I've got Spinal Tap. I've got Lauren Hardy written down.
The newscaster's from Ron Burgundy.
Well, they kind of, but Brick is outstanding, isn't he?
It's Brick and Burgundy that are the outstanding.
Yeah. Whereas Spinal Tap, they're all funny, and Lauren Hardy, they're both funny. Marx Brothers, they're all funny, so I couldn't.
Three Stooges.
Three Stooges, yeah, you couldn't. They didn't really make. Well, they're all short films. Yeah, I guess they'd count. There was a lot. There was so much to choose from.
If Laurel and Hardy count, if Laurel and Hardy count, the Three Stooges count.
No, I'm saying they don't count. Because they're equally funny. I know Stanley was slightly funnier, but it's the pair that makes the comedy with those two. And the same with the Three Stooges. Curly's the funniest, but you still need your Moe and your Larry, really, for it to really work. Okay, then, I think we're... did you get any honourable mentions? Or?
No, I'm fine.
All right, then. Okay, we'll take another break, and then we'll play the trailer.
Alright, so now it's time for the clean promo. And I'm noticing that a lot of the promos we've received are way better than ours.
Yeah, but they're also for shows that are way better than ours. But hey, I'm El Goro.
And I'm the Cancer Man.
And we are the hosts of Talk Without Rhythm,
the only podcast that will not attract the worm.
That really doesn't explain what we do, sir.
We watch 2 movies a week, we review them, we chat about things, and occasionally we say something funny.
Yeah, but most of the time we just seem to make people angry.
Well, that's because the American film viewing public can't handle most of what we have to say.
But if you think you can find us on iTunes. If you do a search for Talk Without Rhythm, you can also find us on our website, TWORpodcast.blogspot.com, baby.
Deuces.
So clean.
Torn from the fiery pages of the mightiest annals of the West comes the supreme saga in the great tradition of frontier drama.
Schwarzes.
He rode a blazing saddle, he wore a shining star. His job to offer battle to bad men near and far.
What's your name?
Well, my name is Jim, but most people call me Jim.
Well, do your best. Now, let's see. Where were we?
Oh, Rock Ridge.
Rock Ridge. I want that land. Clumsy fool.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. There might be a legal precedent. Of course. Land snatching. Let's see. Land. Sea snatch.
Hello, handsome. Is that a 10-gallon hat?
So just sign this right here.
Oh, okay, give us a hand here.
All right, sir.
Work.
Okay, folks, let's wipe it out!
The heroic sheriff rallies his citizens in the wildest finish the West has ever seen, or the movies have ever shown.
Ow! Oh! Ow! Have you ever seen such cruelty?
There can be only one.
Blazing Saddles, right, made in 74. I think when it came out it was what's called an AA, which is the same as a 15 now. It means I think you have to be 14 or over to see an AA. Let's get general opinions first. So, did you like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? It still stands up, this comedy. It didn't feel particularly dated, other than it's kind of some of the stuff they come out was a bit of a shock, really, because we're not used to it. I think the blatant, obvious racism that played for comedy effect by making racists look bad is kind of a bit of a shock, but not too far a bit off, I guess, what you see now. Often not played for comic effect, fair enough. Is there any particular things you liked about it?
I really liked the sort of chemistry between Jim and what's his name?
The Waco Kid.
Yeah, the Waco Kid and Bart.
Bart, yeah. Yeah, it was really good. It was Cleveland Little and Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
I have to say, I made a note that I thought that the entire casting in this film was really fantastic. I thought pretty much every character was really well cast and well played for the material. A bit Hedley Lamar, or the bloke who was in charge of I can't remember his name. This bloke that was in charge of the Rednecks. Oh, what was his name? The one who said Ditto. Or his little henchman, Mongo. I thought they were all really good. The townspeople. I didn't find any. I thought all of them made me laugh. They all worked really well as a comedy. But those two in particular, you're quite right. Really good. What do you think about the direction? Did it look good?
Yeah, it looked good. And it was quite a good story up until the very end.
Yeah, the ending was rather poor, wasn't it? It's a
funny,
shame,
but
I can't understand why it didn't just do a straight ending where he blew the town up. You know, because they go back to that saving the goo. Do you think it was just he felt he was running out of steam, so had to introduce something different? I mean, the song and dance number they interrupt is kind of funny, but it kind of there was no real reason to do that. They could have just finished the film as without breaking the fourth wall in that way. But it was all right, you know. I've seen it lots of times. It still bothers me a bit, but not as much as when I saw it the first time. This is the first time you've seen it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like some of the non sequitur stuff, like just stuff out of nowhere. They just say things like, "What in the world? World of Sports is going on?" You know, what does that mean? I guess it was a TV program, but I don't know. I like Mel Brooks was all right. He appeared as the governor, cross-eyed governor, Le Petomane. He was kind of okay, but Cleveland Little was really good as the sheriff.
Yeah,
he was really good. You said you liked the bit where he held himself as hostage.
Yeah, that's my favourite scene.
I like his face.
Let the guy go. Do it. He's crazy. It's the same guy saying these two things.
Yeah. One of my favourite bits is where he's they say Mongo's in town and he's smiling away and putting the gun on, and the Waco kid says, no, don't shoot him, you're only making mad. I thought Mongo was really good.
Who's this Mongo? Mongo's less of a who and more of a what.
Yeah. I think Mongo punching the horse was really quite spectacularly well staged as well. It really looked like someone had punched a horse. And it's funny, what made me laugh is later on, there's one point where he has to throw a horse over, and it's obviously a stuffed horse. It's not a real horse. Yeah. And they don't really care because it's a comedy. But it just made me laugh. They went to all this trouble of doing this really fantastic punch, and then later on he just throws over a stuffed horse. And it just made me laugh.
I think it was more they didn't want the horse to get trampled in the fight.
Another bit that makes me laugh is when the governor Headley starts ranting on about what sort of henchman he wants. You know, he's saying, I want rustlers, wranglers, stranglers, and he goes on and on and on, while his little sidekick's looking for a pencil to write on down.
Where is it?
You're not going to say it all like It goes on for a fair bit. And there's also, they're all queuing up, and they go up as the Ku Klux Klan, the Waco Kid and Barger. And he says, what have you done? Stampeding cattle? That's not so bad. Through the Vatican? Kinky. Did you like Lily von Stupp?
Yeah, that was brilliant. She's just sort of walking around going, hey. Yeah. And then when she started talking to people, it was really funny.
Yeah.
It's like, show business, boy. He's got the feet up on the stage. He's sitting down among the crowd. It's like, no, we'll get your feet off my damn stage, and kicks him.
I like the weird people they got applying to be bad guys, and they were like, there was Arabs and Nazis and all sorts. And then you see Lily von Stupp singing with the Nazis later on in the film. That's funny. And what about when they're beating up the old lady? They're punching her hard in the stomach.
Yeah.
They just stop and she looks at the camera. Have you ever seen such cruelty? There's just some great things in this. Mel Brooks made, in my opinion, 3 really, really fantastic comedies, and he's made a few other. I think Blazing Saddles is among those 3, and I'd also say Young Frankenstein is among those, which you've seen. Which would you say was better out of the 2?
I prefer this to Young Frankenstein.
This has got more obvious belly laughs. It is really funny. Young Frankenstein's more like a classy kind of comedy, in my opinion. You know, it looks nice. I also really like another film we made before Blazing Saddles, which is called The Producers. It's a really fantastic film. They made a stage musical of it, which was also hilarious, which they then made into a film, which really wasn't that funny. Which starred Will Ferrell, funny enough. But the stage version of it was good. And that had Gene Wilder in as a mild-mannered and accountant, and he was pretty good in that. And then he's made a number of others. I mean, we've seen Spaceballs. That's not bad. Spaceballs is pretty funny.
I like Spaceballs.
And there's another one called History of the World Part 1, which is kind of funny, which is like an episodic one of different bits of history. There's a bit like where Mel Brooks comes out as Moses with 3 big stone tablets, and he goes, I have these 15 commandments. Suddenly he drops one on the floor and it smashes to pieces, and he looks down at it and goes, I have these 10 commandments. It's brilliant. And there's all sorts, they take the mickey out of 2001 Space Odyssey and all sorts of things like that. There's doing Roman times, the Louis XIV kind of, the French Revolution, all sorts of stuff like that. It's kind of cool. It got a catchphrase which was, it's good to be the king. You have to see the film to understand how the catchphrase works, but it's pretty funny. Okay, it looked nice. We watched this on Blu-ray, and it looked really nice.
Yeah,
it was an excellent transfer. And I would say this is probably a buyer.
Yeah.
What do you think? I've watched it several times, and it never gets less funny. Which some comedies are like that, aren't they? The more you see them, the funnier they kind of get. I think Anchorman's the one where you could watch it pretty much once a week, and you'd still be laughing your head off.
A show like that is Animaniacs.
Animaniacs? Oh, yeah, what, the TV show? You'll
watch it one time, and then you watch it again, and like,
yeah,
it's for kids, and you're like, was that a sex joke?
So Animaniacs is kind of like,
no, they'll be like teaching these little kids respect, and it's like, when you walk up to a woman, say, how do you do? And they walk up to this nurse dressed in very little, and she's like, how do you do? That thing with your mouth. It's like, what?
They can't say that. Isn't there also a running joke in it where they say something like, yeah, that's all fun. When they say something a bit dodgy,
they say something horrible, they go, mwah, good night, everybody. Because they thought they were going to be shut off.
Another TV comedy which is more adult that I think stands to repeat viewing is South Park. That has episodes you could watch again and again, and they would just remain funny, and it's great that way.
And then there's a little Easter egg hunt that's going through South Park. We have to find the alien in every episode.
I never knew that. I've never known. I have seen odd ones where there's something weird going on in the background, and never thought anything of it. I didn't realise they were deliberately putting things like that in. Oh, that's cool. Okay, what should we give Blazing? Let's wind up the Blazing Saddles. What would you give it out of 100?
80.
Yeah, I've written exactly that, 80. On IMDb, it's got. Oh, I don't know. Do you know what it's got on IMDb?
It has 7.7.
Okay, so we're not far off. So we think it's a solid 80. I'd say it's a buy. And we'd thoroughly recommend it. If you've not seen it, it's worth seeing. Just be aware, it's very 70s. There's lots of, I don't know, should we say N-bombs in it?
Racist terminology.
Racist terms. But they're used, I think, reasonably appropriately. They're used by racists.
They're used to mock the people that are saying them.
Yes, they are, yeah. The people with that tone are not treated as they're comedy characters. And I think it's quite right that we laugh at them. All right, then, I think we're about done there. I hope this has sounded all right for this podcast. If anyone's interested in leaving us feedback, there's always notes at the end of the show, or there's often notes at the end of the show. One thing I will add is I've tried to start posting the films I watch on Facebook. So if anyone wants to discuss or see what I've been watching, just go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com. And then it's the good, the bad, and the odd, but with each word separated by a full stop or period. So the period, good period, the, and so on. The good, the bad, and the odd. Facebook.com, the good, the bad, and the odd, so you can see what's going on and have some discussion with me. That'd be cool. Okay, then, it's bye from me.
Bye.
You can visit our website on www.thegoodthebadandtheodd.com. You can email us feedback on info@thegoodthebadandtheodd.com. You can visit our Facebook page on www.facebook.com the.good.the.bad.and.the.odd. You can leave feedback there, that'd be great, and we'll be sure to pick up any feedback you do leave. Also, if you go on iTunes and find us on iTunes, and there's a link on the website. Any reviews, especially 5-star ones, would be very, very greatly appreciated so we can get on the search list.